Ethan Walker never expected life to look like this at 32. Once a promising carpenter with dreams of starting his own business, he was now juggling 2 part-time jobs, overdue bills, and the endless responsibilities of raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, on his own. His wife, Maria, had passed away 3 years earlier after a sudden illness, leaving Ethan broken but determined to be the best father he could. Unfortunately, one mistake, signing a contract he didn't fully understand, had led him into a legal battle with a ruthless landlord who was now trying to evict him. Ethan had no money for a lawyer, and his upcoming court hearing felt like a shadow looming over his future. All he wanted was to keep a roof over Lily's head. It was a chilly winter evening. Ethan was driving his old, rattling truck home after finishing a late shift at the diner. Lily sat beside him, half asleep, hugging her worn teddy bear. Snowflakes brushed the windshield, making the road slippery. As he rounded a bend near the old bridge, Ethan noticed a car parked awkwardly on the roadside, the hood up, hazard lights blinking weakly. A figure stood beside it, waving her hands frantically. "Daddy, someone needs help," Lily mumbled. Ethan pulled over without hesitation. A woman stepped forward, shivering, her coat dusted with snow. She was elegant, with sharp eyes softened by worry. "Thank God," she said. "My car died, and my phone battery's gone. I've been trying to stop someone for 30 minutes. Ethan offered a warm smile. "No problem, ma'am. I can take a look." Within minutes he discovered the battery had completely failed. "You're not going anywhere without a jump or a tow truck," he said. "My house is 10 minutes away. You can wait there while I call someone to pick your car up." The woman hesitated, clearly cautious, but the freezing wind made her decision for her. "I appreciate your kindness," she finally said. At Ethan's small, humble home, Lily offered the woman hot cocoa while Ethan called a tow truck. The woman watched Ethan interact with his daughter, patient, gentle, and loving. She also noticed the peeling paint on the walls, the second-hand furniture, and bills stacked discreetly on the counter. "You're dealing with a lot," she said softly as Lily went to her room. Ethan shrugged. "We manage. Life throws punches, but you learn to roll with them." She admired his humility. Most people she met in her profession weren't nearly as gracious. "What's your name?" Ethan asked. "Helen," she replied simply. "Helen Rivers." He introduced himself, though she didn't react outwardly, yet inside, her heart skipped. She knew that name. Ethan Walker. She had a case scheduled with a man by that name next week. A tenant-landlord dispute. High stakes. A family at risk of losing their home. She said nothing, choosing instead to observe the man before her. When the tow truck arrived, Helen stood to leave. Before stepping out, she turned to Ethan. "You didn't have to help me tonight, but you did. Some people only show kindness when it's convenient. You showed it when you had every reason to drive past." Ethan smiled tiredly. "If I needed help, I hope someone would do the same." Helen nodded, her gaze thoughtful and unreadable. The day of the hearing arrived. Ethan wore his only formal shirt, a little tight now, and clutched a folder of documents he barely understood. Lily was with a neighbor, unaware of her father's anxiety. Ethan took a deep breath and stepped into the courtroom. When the judge entered, he thought his eyes were deceiving him. It was her. Helen. Judge Helen Rivers. She looked equally surprised for a brief second, but quickly masked it with professional calm. The landlord's attorney immediately launched into accusations. Ethan was behind on rent, had violated his lease, and must vacate within a week. Ethan stood, voice trembling. "Your Honor. I've been trying my best. I took extra shifts. I never meant to fall behind. I just need time. My daughter needs a stable home." The lawyer scoffed. "Pity shouldn't cloud legal obligations." Helen's eyes flashed, not with anger, but with conviction. After reviewing the documents, listening carefully, and questioning both parties, she finally spoke. "Ethan Walker has demonstrated consistent effort and good faith. The landlord, however, failed to make proper repairs to the property, repairs that directly contributed to the financial strain. The landlord's attorney stiffened. Therefore, I rule that the eviction is void. Additionally, the landlord will complete all pending repairs within 30 days. Mr. Walker will be placed on a manageable payment plan to catch up on rent without risking homelessness. Ethan's knees nearly buckled in relief. He whispered, thank you so much. Helen met his eyes. I'm not helping you because you helped me. I'm helping because justice requires context, compassion, and truth. Then her voice softened so only he could hear. And sometimes, fate shows us the kind of people we judge. Outside the courthouse, Ethan caught up to Helen. You didn't have to do what you did, he said. I did exactly what was fair, she said. Your kindness that night had nothing to do with my ruling, but it did tell me something important. What's that? That good people still exist. And maybe the world hasn't run out of hope yet. Ethan offered a shy smile. If you ever need help with your car again. Helen laughed. I'll know who to call. Their paths had crossed by chance, but both felt it wasn't the end. Sometimes life doesn't give second chances. It hides them in unexpected encounters.